Sitting here working some sand today. Just running up here shows. You can see all the black sands collected in there. Over here, look at all that black sand. It's all over this whole area. It's all black sand. A lot of black sand up in there. There's looking right there. Whole bunch more right here. So we're going to sluice out as much material as we can, see what we get out of it. Just look at all that black sand. Let's dump another scoop in there. Pretty sure I saw a couple flakes of gold in here. We'll have to wait till we do our clean out. Got a little bit of a weird flow, but she'll still catch gold. Look at all that black sand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gold right there. Almost positive. Like I say, we'll have to wait until we do a clean out to know for sure, but sure looks like gold to me. Oh, and we ain't got really no daylight left, so for it to be shining like that, almost has to be gold. See if it stays there after that cell clears. Yeah, that's gold. So that's just another example of, like, you don't always have to have the perfect flow. Everything doesn't have to be perfect with your sluice. I mean, especially with these dream mats, if you see stuff moving around down in those cells, then she's gonna catch the gold. It's that simple. And if those cells either turn completely solid black or completely solid gold, then it's time for a cleanup. But I mean, you can see, like, this cell back here is not full. Some of these cells are still, you know, got a lot of blonde sand in them. Now, I'm not saying wait until it's down to the bottom of the sluice, but, you know, I mean, that's definitely gold there. So, just goes to show you. Well, it's getting dark on me. I gotta use a flashlight, but here's another nice little flake. You can see it down in there. Nice one. I don't see any of the cells, but I'm sure they're in there. That sand seemed to be some pretty rich stuff, so definitely gonna be back to work that. Hiking back to the car. Damn near stepped on this one. He's pretty cold. So, out here in the road, warming up. I didn't even see him really. I walked right over there. Right there. Almost right within striking range. Pretty snake. That got my heart going. Tell you what, kind of scary. I want to try to move him out of the road, because I'm not the kind of person that just kills snakes like this. Look how pretty he is. But definitely don't want to get bit. I almost already did. Jeez. That was close. Matter of inches. He's pretty calm right now. And he's not that big, I don't think. I'm sure they get bigger around here. If you can't, there you go. Yeah, you're cool. You're cool. Just go on over there out of the road. There you go, buddy. Yeah, keep on going. Let's get you out of the road. See, he doesn't want to hurt me. You know? That's definitely not his goal. It's not my first rattlesnake I've ever seen, but first one here in Cali. Just got him out of the road. He's probably about, I don't know, half the length of my shovel. What a pretty snake. Man. Beautiful and deadly. Awesome. All right, well, here's the cleanup from that sand. And you can see flakes of gold all throughout that. That's all gold. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Cleaning up the cons here. And, I mean, you might even have some gold floating on the water there. Got a little bit of soap in it, but I mean, that black sand is just full of gold. All flood gold, all real fine stuff. But gold is gold, right? Well, we're back here again working these sands. So look at the material, you can tell it's just almost like pure black sand. And it is some rich stuff, man. It's full of gold. So we're back here running the sluice again. See what we did our cleanup today. Ran like 2 or 3 buckets yesterday. Got maybe like 0.1 of a gram. I didn't weigh it, so I'm not positive, but it was a pretty good little haul. Probably do a weigh-in after the cleanup today. See what we get from both today and yesterday. The sluice is feeding a little bit slow in this spot. Definitely not the best flow we've got. Look at the material there. You can see we've got like a bit of a surge where it's like But again, like, you know, as long as my cells are dancing around, I know she'll catch the gold. So, let's see what we get today. Hopefully it's as good as it was yesterday, maybe better. Fingers crossed. Out here prospecting, found this hole that's drying up here, and I decided I'd rescue a few of these tadpoles. I think I've got like, I don't know, at least 6 or 7 of them in there. Pretty cute little guys. They're just starting to get their legs. So we're gonna let them go over here in this little pool area. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, little guys. Go. There you go. That's a better home than that little puddle over there that's going to dry up. Here's how embedded these rocks are. This piece of metal. Rusted to it. Can't even get them off of there. Think there's any gold stuck to that? Found that in the river. I think there might be some gold stuck to it. Good golly, Miss Molly, look at that flake of gold we getting out of this sand. That's a big old flake right there. I can see that sucker from like 5 feet away. That's what I'm talking about. And we're working flow sand, like sand. Up in here, up in there. Sand. That was a nice flake of gold. It's still in there. You can see it getting buried in that middle cell. Good stuff. Alright, so when I'm working a sandbar like this is the sand I'm working in up in here. These are a couple of the holes that I've been working in right here. This is an example of another one over here. So I'm looking for like a big obstruction like this. Something that creates like an eddy current, right? So back over here, if we come look, there's going to be another little sandbar right here. Okay. So typically these form back behind a big obstruction like that, right? I'm standing back here in line with that. Where my stuff is over there, that's pretty much in line with where I'm at. We've got that big obstruction right there that I'm working behind. And then we've got this big obstruction. This is where I hope to come to next. And what I'm looking for is, if you look here, you can see where they call it a winnowing, where all the light sands have been washing back and leaving all that heavy stuff up there. Now what's causing that is something is trapping that. This is probably a big rock that extends all the way down, and that's trapping all that black sand up here and preventing it from washing back down. As those waves wash up and come back down, all they're really pulling is all that lightweight stuff back out with them. Now all you're really gonna find in areas like this is like smaller stuff. You'll find some decent flakes. You might find a few pickers, depending on exactly what's happened in that river. And like in a situation like this where you have this bigger rock, it could trap some pickers back there, you know. But you can see again over here, this lake, okay, and that sand is drying out. This sand down here is still wet. So this whole area right in here would probably be pretty productive, just like what I'm working a little farther upstream, okay? And those typically happen a little ways behind, you know, 10, 20 feet behind your big obstruction. So we've got this big obstruction, and then here probably like 20 feet behind, we've got this sandbar. Now, obviously, gold could be anywhere in between, but those sandbars are really easy to work. They're really easy to classify. A lot of your material is going to be basically your pay material. It's going to be your pay dirt. So you can see there's my obstruction there, right? And then like 10, 15, 20 feet behind it is where my bucket is, where I'm working. So that gives you an idea of how to kind of find these little gravel, these sandbars like this, and be able to locate them and work these, because these change pretty much every year. So here's another little pinch point. You can see this piece of driftwood right here where it's caught some blacker sand back up in there and all along in here. I sampled a small pinch from right there. It did have gold. So, and then you can see the same thing kind of happening a little bit back here, but not quite as much. So if you look down in there, there's a little bit of sand, but not as much sand as what we have over here. So that's kind of my method on how to locate these. Again, you can see here, look at the black sand where it's winnowing back, where when the waves wash up and go back, it's pulling all that lightweight stuff back away. So digging underneath like this rock right here, and digging in between these rocks where it's got like a pinch point that prevents that heavier stuff from washing back. So we've been feeding some of that. I did see a flake of gold right up here at the top. Looks like it still might be there. But we're just gonna keep on feeding. Gives you an idea what the material looks like. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can pull from all this, all the sand in this area. through the cleanup buddy. Just kind of testing it out here. Let's see how it goes. Alright, well, I can see gold down in there. Kind of hard to really get into focus, but let's see which subway. This is from the Merced River. I want to say it was in that one right there. No idea. Shining through a little bit. Couple decent flakes in there, I think. We're gonna clean this mat out and see what we got from the Merced. Not a bad little cleanup. That's from the Merced River. Fingertip there. Some pretty looking gold. Yeah, buddy. And that all came from sand. Just sand. I bet you there's probably about a tenth of a gram there. Let's go.